following the blog, you've noticed that I'm doing everything I can to help you plan a workshop or retreat that allows you to connect fully with your clients, which includes talking to real women entrepreneurs who are doing just that. And so today, we're chatting with Heather Rees, a career coach and creative startup strategist for purpose-based creatives and entrepreneurs. Blending brass tacks, practicality, and a soulful approach, Heather helps individuals explore their careers by creating side gig businesses and that help early stage startups excel. So Heather has a workshop coming up next Saturday, October 18th in LA, and I will add that link below when we're done. And it's called the Start Your Own Side Gig. And I'm going to let you talk about it, Heather, in just a little bit. But thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Woohoo! Okay, so today our topic is how to make the most of your workshop experience, and I really just kind of want to get readers and viewers kind of just a background about, like, how do you attend a workshop? What do you do to make the most of the experience? What can they expect? So before we dive right into that, why don't you just give me a brief overview of who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do?
Sure. So my name's Heather Rees, and as you said, I'm a career coach, and I'm also a creative startup strategist. And what that means is I help people figure out what they want out of their career and what their common thread is in their career. I work with a lot of creative people and multi-passionates who typically jump from job to job, and they feel like there's not a lot of commonality in their choices, and their resume they feel maybe looks like a wreck, but the truth is that they're just really good at a lot of different things, and they're passionate about a lot of different things, and I help them find that common thread so they can make sense of it all and then make wiser, more strategic choices going forward. And a lot of times the creatives I work with, and creatives are anything from like an artist to somebody who just feels creative. They feel passionate about life. They're not making choices based on what somebody might think is a linear, logical manner. So a lot of the creatives I work with, they actually have this idea that they want to pursue. They have a business they want to start. They have something they want to sell or create. And so that's where my business really started merging into starting a side gig. I have a lot of business experience starting my own things and consulting with other individuals, starting their things. So this is sort of the natural evolution of my career coaching. Now, why do I do that? Because I love it. I don't know if there's another or a better reason. It keeps finding me as every time I try to divorce this idea of starting a business, it keeps coming right back around. So I'm embracing it and just taking all the knowledge and know-how that I have and sharing that.
Awesome. I love that idea, or that kind of statement. Divorce, you divorce your business, because it is so hard to run your own business. So tell us a little bit about your workshop, and particularly why you decided to do it live instead of virtual or online or something like that.
Sure. So the workshop is called Start Your Own Side Gig, and it's designed to give people these road-tested, tried and true frameworks for success. And I didn't make them up. They actually come from a secret source where they actually have been tested and used on hundreds of different entrepreneurs, and they have been honed and molded into something that actually makes sense. And so I'm using a lot of those, and also my own experiences from my personal experience starting businesses, and then clients' experiences and case studies. So I'm sharing all of that in the workshop. Some of it's going to sound familiar, like how to find your ideal client. What problem are you solving, and what is your solution? How are you going to market that solution? And it's not going to be a classroom-based workshop, which I know that those exist. It's going to be more like roll up your sleeves and let's get going. Like here's a little bit of information, and then let's get you started on that, so that by the time you leave the workshop, I'd like to have you moving forward with a plan and you have momentum going. So that's what it is. Yeah, it's going to be really fun. Signups are going great, and great community of people, so the more the merrier. Why live? Because everything I do up to this point with this business has been virtual, and I really crave human interaction. And I know others crave human interaction. In fact, I know that we've talked about this a little bit. I think that there's also something really quite magical and powerful that happens when people come together into one room, physically together, and share that energy. Um, there's this idea of a mastermind. When more than two minds come together, a greater third mind arises and provides added intellect and creativity and whatever you want to that experience. So that's why.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That totally makes sense, and it's totally true. And I think sometimes, and it's something I, always talk about, is that most of our businesses are online, and you can get really great connection, but there's just something so different about feeling that in-person energy, just being in a room with a group of really talented, motivated, smart, supportive women, and maybe men too, but just kind of feeling that kind of sisterhood. It's different. It's definitely different than anything virtual. And so I'm so glad that you're doing this and that we're just starting to see more and more live
Yeah.
events.
Yeah. It is totally cool. The other thing of it is that having worked online for so long, I know we've also talked about this before in the past too, is like it gets lonely after a while. Like I crave that community of people. I crave knowing like who else is out there that is, that I want to hang out with or that I can share this stuff with. So providing that kind of venue for people is pretty awesome.
So totally agree. So flip side. So now we
Yeah.
know why you host it, but from an attendee's perspective, so one of your clients walking into the room, either at your workshop or any workshop, what's the benefit, do you think, of attending a live event versus a webinar or an online event?
Well, I can speak from my personal experience. I don't know how many live webinars or anything you've attended, but every single time they'll say, put down your device, close Facebook, and concentrate. I never do. There's no level of accountability. There's nobody in the room with you to kind of keep you focused. And that's the number one benefit, I think, right there, is that when you pay the fee and you show up in person, you're going to show up 100%. Maybe there's more disciplined people out there, but I am not one of them. So I think that's number one benefit, and that's not just me. That's just anybody going to a live workshop. Um,
Totally. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't know how else to explain that, but then also, I get a lot of people asking questions online, and certainly I have clients that I work with over the telephone and Skype, and that is powerful. And being in person, again, sharing that energy, sharing that experience, getting your questions answered immediately. And then to add to that, there is something really powerful too about being able to read somebody in real time, being able to see the nuances of their body language, of their face, or if there's a moment of confusion, being able to stop and ask, can I explain that better? What's the obstacle? And you just can't get that over the telephone, or the internet.
Yeah. Totally
So
agree.
deepening that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think for me anyway, or just whenever I've attended an online, I have such good intentions when I go into an online event. I'm like, this is going to be great. I'm going to work on so much, even, kind of some of these online workshops. And then 20 minutes later, I'm like, oh, wait, let me answer this email really quick. Oh, wait. And so to just be
Totally.
afforded a venue, yeah, just to be afforded a venue, or a place to connect with other people who are totally in the same boat as you are, who totally struggle with the same things that you struggle with. I think it's just important that we carve out these spaces and carve out that time in our lives.
Like,
Um, yeah. So let's pretend I don't like networking, even though I do, but let's pretend I don't and I hate it. I'm really scared to attend an event with a big group of strangers that I don't know. So why should or shouldn't I feel that way or feel that anxiety that sometimes people feel when they're going into a new space, into a new situation where they don't know anybody and they don't really know what to expect? What can you kind of say to calm the fear?
everything you want is on the other side of fear.
I like that.
New favorite. mantra I've been using, which is how I ended up putting together a workshop.
Awesome. Awesome.
Um, what else would I say? I would
No,
say
that's
that
good.
if you can get the information in another way and you feel that you are able to get the results that you want to get, a workshop is not the only way. And if it terrifies you, if it's something that doesn't work for your specific style or learning abilities, whatever, then don't do it. I'm really not the right one to tell people why they need to do something.
Sure.
It really needs to come from the individual, and they need to feel called to do it, because otherwise it's not worthwhile for anybody involved in the end.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so let's say I'm a client attending, coming to your workshop. What can I do to make the most of my experience? Should I bring anything? Should I have a mantra other than our fear mantra that we just talked about? But what can I do to kind of be prepared? Because there's the overachievers out there that want
Yeah.
to know, like, what can I do? How can I prepare for this? How can I? So what can we do to prepare, and what can we expect when we show up in LA next Saturday, October 18th?
Awesome. First, bring an idea. Everybody asks, what should I bring? Bring an idea. Bring an idea of what you want to start. You can bring 5 ideas, but you'll get the most out of it if you already have an idea of what you want to start. Second most important thing, a really good attitude. Come with an open mind. Come with curiosity. If you come with the answers, you're probably not going to get any then. And come with pen and paper. Bring your laptop. Wear comfortable clothes. Bring layers. Bring your bathing suit if you want to go to the beach afterward, because it's about 2 blocks away from the beach. Little incentive. um, yeah, and just, bring snacks, bring your lunch. Bring your lunch, because it's super cheap, so lunch is not included. That's it. That's really
Awesome.
it. Just be prepared to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just tell me a little bit about, I know we talked a little bit about kind of what the title, start your own side gig. But tell me just kind of a little bit about what, at the end of the day, your attendees, your guests will walk away with.
Mm-hmm. They will walk away with a clearer understanding of what they need to do to start their own side gig and what it means. They're going to have concrete answers to some of the questions that they have. Hopefully all of the questions they have. I can't guarantee that I'll be able to answer every single one.
What is the meaning of life? Will that be?
I can't guarantee that one. But they will also walk away with a game plan. And they will walk away with a new community of people who are in the same place, and that community of support. And they will walk away with more excitement and energy behind them to help propel them forward.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sitting down and talking with me and chatting a little bit about your workshop. I'm so excited for you, and I'm so excited to hear how it goes.
I'm
I
really
will put the link. The link again is heatherrees.com/sys-workshop.html, and I will put that link below. So check that out, and thank you so much, Heather, and we will see you very, very soon.
Okay, thank you, Lauren.
Bye.
Bye.